Can you ever, looking back, can you ever think of a band that maybe you turned any of those guys onto, where maybe you'll hear like a Lars or a Mustaine talk up a band and say, hey, I was the one that introduced you to that band's music?
That I introduced them to? I don't know. When I first met with Joey Vera and Armored Saint, Joey and I became real close. But Joey and I used to trade. I used to give him tapes of new wave of British heavy metal bands, and I think I gave him tapes of the first Merciful Fate EP, or it might have even been from their demos. I would always make compilations tapes for my friends, and that's what we did. I mean, Lars made compilation tapes for us, for my buddy Patrick and I would kind of do the same. And so I would make these tapes. So there were a lot of bands, Joey would call, oh man, this band's great. And I remember he recalled, oh man, this band Merciful Fate. And I mentioned them because now he's playing with them. It was the first time he heard their music, and he's, like, man, that those songs, those riffs, oh man, so yeah, I think there's that kind of stuff, just different. So they could, kind of see, because, when you were in LA back then, again, I hate saying, pre-internet and pre this and that, but you didn't really know that there was a huge metal scene internationally, and that it was a real heavy scene. So, it was really interesting for, people like that to hear bands out of France and Holland and Sweden, and it's like, wow, it's so yeah. I mean, there's definitely musicians and people I turned on. I probably turned on to a lot of that, like new wave of British heavy metal or European bands at that time.